adapter. Because I almost left and I was like, I bet it's a micro SD in that fucking camera.
Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah. Welcome to Incredibly. We are at our local movie center. We just got out of Kraven the Hunter, which we were 2 of 3 people in the theater. But that was definitely a movie. What are your initial thoughts?
Well,
because I've been laughing the whole time since we got out. Because I think that's all I can do to cope with the fact that we just saw that.
Yeah, I'm one that is known to rate things high.
Yes.
I think Sony has really been pushing my boundary and limit to that threshold that I'm known for. But yeah, this one was not good.
No.
It had like, I don't even want to say it had its moments. I mean, it kind of did, but...
Yeah, I feel like the third act was probably the best.
At the end.
The end. Yeah, when it ended was great. But I think the third act, when he actually got to be Kraven, was good. But everything leading up to the point where he was Kraven was ass. like the beginning where it was the flashback the whole time.
Right, they had a flashback for way too long.
Yeah. Spoilers for Kraven, but if you're watching this,
I don't think you care.
I don't think you care.
I don't.
So the whole first part of the movie was this flashback to when him and his brother were kids, and finding out how he gets his powers. Okay, which is fine. He gets line blood in his body, and then gets this serum from Calypso, who got it from her grandmother, who is just some kind of like shaman lady, basically. Right?
Something like that.
So he gets the powers. And then it flashes forward to today, where he is Kraven, apparently killing everybody.
Yeah,
which would have been a much better movie, is if it was just him killing everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so used to Kraven depictions being more like his dad, like with that kind of rough.
Russell Crowe is Kraven. Yeah, Kraven is just some dude in this.
Yeah, like dude, that's Pietro. Like
it was Pietro. He was fast as fuck. He was fast as hell. No end credit scene, by the way.
None. And honestly, this is another first for me. That I actually probably the first time since superhero movies became a thing and started doing like post-credit scene, mid-credit scene, all that. This is the first time I actually got up and left. So we could do this little post-reaction review and tell you guys, do not waste your money, do not waste your time.
We saw it so you don't have to.
Yeah.
So don't. It's the end of the Sonyverse. Apparently, Sony has,
for now is how they say.
From what we saw, there was an article. I don't remember who put it out. Variety or some platform.
There's a Warp or something.
Yeah, this is the end for now. Which, thank God, that's okay.
Yeah.
It feels like, in this movie specifically, they wanted Kraven to be Spider-Man.
Why? Because he was crawling all over.
Because he was crawling around,
and then they randomly throwing spiders, and
there were spiders everywhere. He was like holding the helicopter with a net, which like Spider-Man, you could see that, like him holding.
Wow,
it together,
I honestly didn't pick up on that, but that is very true.
He got the lion DNA to give him the powers, coupled with whatever. So it felt like they wanted to make a Spider-Man movie, but they're locked in with Disney, so they made a Kraven movie.
I am so mad I didn't think of that.
This is the one thing that I said that I didn't want them to do, is to make him an anti-hero, and it felt like they tried to make him a hero. Just straight up. He's like, Kraven's a good guy in this movie.
And that's the problem. One of the many problems that Sony has presented for themselves is like, it's like you can't make movies about characters that shouldn't have their own movies in that sense. Like, it's like Sony as a company is acting like a kid that is like on some sort of punishment, and they know that they're not allowed to like play with a certain toy, but yet they play with another one and pretend it's like, you know, like you said, Spider-Man.
Right.
Like you can't, like you realistically cannot make villain movies and try to portray them as heroes, because then that basically takes away a lot of integrity that those characters already have. Like you're saying, like Russell Crowe felt more Kraven than Kraven actually was.
Yeah.
And like even the last iteration of Kraven that I remember in recent memory was from Spider-Man 2, not the movie, the game, and that Kraven was the best. It was so good.
Push Peter to his limit.
Exactly.
He needed the symbiote to even fight him.
Like here's the thing, the only time I ever want Sony to ever make or think about making another film that's related to Spider-Man but doesn't have Spider-Man in it, for one, needs to have Spider-Man in them, and two, it needs to be something that's like The Last Hunt. You know, something that is like super prominent and well known in the comic book industry, and it's like a more of a direct adaptation of that, because that's a story where it's like Kraven kills Spider-Man. It's like, do some shit like that.
Right.
And then you give people a reason to go in the theater and be like, yo, this movie is actually kind of crazy. But no, this movie is kind of crazy in the worst of ways.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking when we were in the theaters. Like, what we need is, if Sony wants to make another movie, they just need to one-to-one adapt a comic. Like, take one of the most successful lines and just literally adapt it page by page for the whole thing. Yeah. Because otherwise, whatever they're trying to do now is just not working.
No, and I'm glad that, I mean, it's sad in a way, and I don't mean to be sympathetic towards them, because they've been shooting themselves in the foot for years. And as a fan, that again, I always try to find the positives in all these, at least these things, because like we're spending our money on it, and you know, we obviously love these characters and stories,
want it to be good,
and we want it to be good.
Yeah.
And the constant issue is that all of these bigger executive positioned people, they just want to make money, but they're showing me, who's not a businessman, by the way, I'm just a common sense guy, they're always constantly showing me that they are completely disconnected with what actually works, so that they can make their money. But they're just a company, they're like a shell of a company pretty much at this point, because it's like, you got all this money and you're just blowing it, wasting talent, wasting resources, wasting time on shit ever since Morbius.
Yeah.
It memed itself back into the theater, and they thought, oh yeah, we can make a couple extra, $10?
I'm pretty sure they lost money putting it back.
Absolutely. Sony is like, obviously, when it comes to the actual Spider-Man films, they do better for themselves because everyone wants to see Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Verse does well too, obviously, but like, it's like, listen, at this point in time, whoever it is, Amy Pascal, whoever it is, y'all just gotta keep playing along with Kevin Feige and the gang.
Yep.
Just please, because listen, I'm not even gonna be that guy. Like, I am frustrated, but I'm not like tight. Like, I don't know. That's like, it's weird to explain like that.
No, I get it.
Because like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they just need to sell it. They need to sell the No, you don't need to sell shit. What you need to do is get your act together,
buck up,
and just work with the right people, so that way y'all stop wasting everyone's time. And like, because like, listen, as someone who loves this genre, I'm tired of seeing people shit on it and complain about it and being like, oh, it's oversaturated, there's too many. No. The reason why there's so many is because it's a thriving genre.
Yes. And there's so many stories to tell.
Exactly.
Right? So it's just a matter of figuring out how to tell those stories properly, you know? And I don't think it's that hard.
It's really not. It's really not.
I really think and I think fans have been wanting this for forever, is just one-to-one adaptations of the comics. And I understand it's hard.
Yeah.
But I think if Sony were to just take that approach rather than trying to craft their own universe, they'd be fine. You know? Like, instead of trying to come up with whatever, the Sinister Six that they've been trying to build. But now there's, you know, Venom doesn't have Venom. Morbius is wherever. Kraven's barely Kraven. And they introduced Chameleon in the movie.
Yeah, it's
never
like,
to be seen again. And then the Foreigner also.
He gave me vibes of the one dude from Jessica Jones, kinda, but not really. Like, they're very different, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The Kilgrave, I think his name was.
Interesting.
They didn't have a similar abilities, but they just gave off the same energy.
Yeah. He was cool. I liked all the parts with him, if I'm being honest. Interesting villain.
Yeah, like he was interesting.
Oh, and the fucking Rhino had pants the whole time. What the fuck was up with that? Why did Rhino have pants?
I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about Sony movies is they love to hop around. They're in Russia, then they go to London, then they go back to Russia, then they go to freaking Africa, then they're back in Russia, then they're in London. And sometimes they don't even tell you. And then Kraven, apparently, I don't know if you know this, but apparently he has mystical, I can just appear out of nowhere powers.
He's got Batman powers.
I guess, like, he like, 1 second, like, the way they just cut from scene to scene, or just...
Yeah, he was just there.
I don't know, man.
He's a hunter.
Yeah, Are we gonna do ratings?
Yeah, sure. What do we give Madam Web? It can't be lower than... No, it's gotta be lower. Madam Web was at least funny.
But it was funny in all the wrong ways.
Right,
like, that's the
which
problem
is the
with
good
these movies. I was laughing at certain points based around like the tone of the scene.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like, and then at the same time, I couldn't grasp the idea of what they were going for.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't believe that like they took a character, Kraven the Hunter, from the comics of Spider-Man that we know, and they turned him into somebody else.
Yeah.
With the same name and all this stuff, and to me, I'm just like I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, this is not, this is really not Kraven. Like,
right.
Don't get me wrong, the actor who played him,
yeah, he was great.
I loved
Kraven
him.
was good.
He's a great actor.
It makes me. I was thinking this in the theater that I'm upset that he's not utilized in the MCU because I feel like he's so perfect for like a superhero role. That him being Quicksilver and then just being gone in a movie was like, I think that was a waste of his talent.
I think, well,
but it was also, how many years ago now?
Yeah, I think at this point, once they do the big old reset for Secret Wars, I'm hoping that they bring his ass back somehow.
As Quicksilver?
Yeah, why not?
Bring him back as Quicksilver in Secret Wars?
Yeah, because
I'm about it because he's a good he was great in this movie. He was fast, so he's got the legs.
He surely has.
He's got the bod right
it.
now. He's in superhero mode.
Yeah.
So I actually, outside of Rhino having pants in the last part, in the final fight, I think the third act was actually not terrible. I was enjoying once he went to go hunt for his brother, and it was Kraven being a hunter and not whatever the hell the first two parts were. That I thought the final part of him in the monastery and then doing all the fighting was pretty decent. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, actually, that's the number I was thinking.
So we give it a 4.
I was gonna say 4.
Official incredibly rating is a 4. What would you give the Sonyverse as a whole?
Oh my god!
Since we're here, this is it. This is the last one.
I will tell you this: Venom carries.
Venom hard carries, yeah.
Venom carries, and to be honest, I always associated the Venom films as like asterisk films. Like, yes, they're Sony, but at least with Venom, you can tell that they were working more in tandem with Marvel.
There's love and care in it too, is what it felt like.
Yes, yeah. and like
Tom Hardy loves Venom.
Out of all of the ones, I mean, Morbius, I guess technically would you could consider came close because they brought Vulture over.
Literally brought Vulture in.
And it went nowhere, clearly.
Yeah.
But just like with Going Nowhere, they literally showed Tom Holland, Peter, right on the TV.
And then Eddie was in the end credit scene of No Way Home.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like Venom came the closest, and that's why I always considered Venom separate from all the other Sony
movies.
Movies.
MCU adjacent.
Yeah, because you could tell there was at least some sort of plan in place.
Right.
Because Marvel wants Venom too. So it's like,
because Venom's sick.
Exactly. Everybody loves Venom, And I'm sure he will be a big surprise.
We're gonna get Black Suit in Secret Wars for sure. We have to, right?
Listen. If Cap is coming back,
yeah,
whether it's Hydra or not, it doesn't matter. Chris Evans back on board. There's no reason why we cannot get Tom Hardy Venom back in there. And they all want to do it. They know it's gonna be big money days for them. So, but yeah, as far as the whole Sony, I don't know. Like, if I was to rate all of Sony out of 10. It would have to be like a 5 or 6, and that's just because of Venom.
I was gonna say probably a 5 because of Venom.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of bogs it down. Morbius, Madam Web alone, Kraven was whatever. It was at least when the action was happening, it was good. I enjoyed the action, right?
Exactly.
And I think that was missing from Madam Web, really hard. I don't even remember what the fucking guy's name, the villain was in Madam Web. I don't remember what his name was.
I don't. Oh, he was like some totem something. I don't know.
Isaac.
Oh yeah, it was. Yes, it was Ezekiel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That wasn't that great. Wasn't good. But at least the action in this movie did pretty well. So 5 for the Sonyverse, 5 to 6, so 5.5. So
and if you guys like these types of videos, let us know.
Car car reviews. People love car
Yeah,
reviews.
you know, it's the more natural. So it's like, you know, it's like you guys feel like you're in the car with us. I guess. I
No
don't
sound
know.
effects.
Talking
I'll edit them in post. That's
yeah,
what we need. Our
clap it up, give it up for you guys. Yes, we did. We bit the bullet for y'all, or took the claw,
took the claw.
the tiger,
hunted.
lion tooth, or whatever it is. And that's another thing, man. This is a Sonyism. Why does he get his fucking actual suit at the end?
Oh, they have to earn the suit.
Madam Web did the same thing.
Everybody has to do that.
That is so weird. And even how they did it was like, at what point did his dad leave all that for him? Because, spoilers, sorry. No, why am I apologizing?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Says he literally sets his dad up to die. He doesn't do it. By a fucking bear, no less.
That bear was ugly.
Yeah, shit was crazy. And so, then of course, like, well after, it was like a year later.
Literally a year later.
And then he had, like, his whole house was abandoned, but he had left a note with, like, so you know what? That tells me low key, in a universe where everyone cares and would want to see a Kraven 2, Russell Crowe was Kraven. Because think about it, he had the jacket and he passed it on to him, so I was right. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
If you want more of this, let us know. But we'll catch you next time.
Kraven sucked.
Yep.